I don't want to go into too much detail, but there's stochasticity, and even in the way the inference is performed for large language models, that even if the system were to be fully deterministic in terms of how it would process information, if the results are conjoined in such a way that is stochastic based on the way that these systems perform inference, you could still have stochasticity. So anyway, but Mentor is foundationally deterministic. And while it uses stochastic components, the core system has determinism in its AI. And with that determinism, you can do things that are essentially impossible with stochastic AI. And I want to show one example of that today with C to Rust, because hopefully this will kind of get at the heart of why Mentor is designed the way that it is, and why the core system is still learned. But if you've heard some of my stuff, I'm a pretty staunch advocate of deterministic machine learning or deterministic machine programming as a foundational element for these systems. So we're going to take a look at C to Rust. Here we got C to Rust. And C to Rust, actually surprised T and I that they're, it's pretty good code, at least according to Mentor. And before I dive into this, I want to say Mentor's not perfect, right? Like, we're a small startup, and there's many things that we're working on. Mentor's going to miss lots of things, but it's a work in progress. What we've tried to do is have Mentor provide value and provide some of the properties that we think actually are important for software engineering. But full disclosure, again, we're a small startup, and this is just the beginning. But hopefully, after this podcast, you'll have a sense of why those beginnings, why those foundational things are so important, and also why those foundational things are absent from big tech and all of the language model systems. So in order to kind of demonstrate that, we need to go back here. And what we can see is that while the C to Rust started out with a pretty good score in this initial commit, and maybe this is no lines of code, it quickly kind of devolved into not super great. And T and I were talking about how this was a bit unusual.